Welcome back, guys. This is Jackson of Explosion 27's Games, and today we're going to be resuming for the third time our Super Mario Maker 2 playthrough of my Mario Maker world. No more introductions are needed, let's get right back into it. So, having concluded their journey in Hong Kong, our Crusaders are now going to be taking a boat on their way down through the South China Sea. So let's see that happen. So we begin here in which should be a dock, like a port with some water down here, but there's no beachside theme, so instead we're in the air. Once again, disregard that, assume there's water. And what's happening here is we're getting onto our boat. This is where the Crusaders first get on the boat that is supposed to be taking them to their destination. And as you can see here, we have up top is the shady captain, who we're just going to leave him being shady for now. Here's just a door into the cabin. And what do we find sneaking around in the crates? We got a stowaway on board, and it's this girl. Anne was her name. And yeah. So these are all the elements that were part of the boat, and basically what happens is the captain reveals his own stand and throws Anne into the water overboard, and Jojo, which is us, has to go in to save her. So let's take this pipe into the water where we will go to save Anne. So here, this blooper with wings is going to represent the water stand that attacked them. And as you can see here, we're just descending deeper and deeper into the water here. Meanwhile, there is a whirlwind, a whirlpool, whatever you want to call it. There's just tons of air swirling around in a motion thanks to the stand, which gets harder and harder to dodge the further down we get. When we finally get to the bottom, just at Jojo's last breath, this is whenever he figures out that he can use Star Platinum to actually shoot his finger really far forwards and stab the guy while he's frozen. Which doesn't really have any explanation for why he can do that, but he can. And so Star Finger is represented with this Yoshi tongue. So that's why we're collecting this Yoshi at the bottom here. And essentially what we need to do is grab from the blooper's head that red spiny. And there we go. It's being collected. And now we can return, having essentially defeated our opponent. That is all there is to that challenge. So from there, we now rise out from the water onto the boat with our key, having defeated the enemy, and having the boat, can't quite recall why, but the boat essentially sinks, and everyone on the crew, except for that captain, has to get onto this little smaller boat here, where we're drifting through the sea. And this time I decided to include a checkpoint, because these smaller stand battles are getting kind of tough on their own. And from here, in their smaller boat, the whole gang notices one giant cruise-type ship, which is just way outsizing them, right next to them here. And so there's nothing really they can do other than climb on the ladder and enter onto the boat. So right away, we're noticing things are a little bit out of the ordinary. We have magical events going all over the place on top of the boat. Things are seeming kind of warped, and what do you have it? One of the cranes swoops down and grabs part of the crew out of nowhere. Everything is very abnormal here. Meanwhile, some of our Stardust Crusaders head on down into the cabin of the boat and investigate. First thing to investigate, there seems to be a steering wheel here. The ice there is the window to steer the ship. Nothing more to comment on there. But as we go further and further down, we next notice something very out of the ordinary, which is an orangutan trapped inside a small jail cell, which, as you can see, I have those little jail bars there. And for now, there's nothing really to comment on. It's acting strangely human, but they have to keep journeying through the boat. And finally, they uncover, this was supposed to be a shower. This is the best attempt at a shower I could have inside the boat. Anne decides to get a shower, and upon showering, the gorilla, the orangutan, I mean, gets let out and comes out to attack everyone, revealing itself as the sand user. So, what we've got to do here is defeat the orangutan. And so now we just gotta land the right shot here, though it is quite difficult to evade its grasp within, once you get below it. It's always good to have the upper hand here, especially when it can do such jumps like that. Now, it should be said that none of these are the final versions of any of these levels. If you'll take a look at my life count, you'll notice that I've actually spent, I don't even know anymore, many attempts trying to defeat this now that I've cut out. Some of these levels are very poorly balanced, and I shouldn't really be dying this many times on the final version, or on the third level of my world, which presumably have many. So assume I'm going to, at some point, go through and tweak these all in minor ways, such as balancing this in particular level that I don't normally have this much trouble with, and adding just, like one-ups and stuff on my way through. But yeah. And there we have it. Yeah, I've definitely never had that much difficulty with this section before. I feel like I'm on a bit of a video game losing streak lately. Anyway, having defeated the orangutan strength, we can finally complete our journey through the South China Sea. Bam. And there you have it, guys. That's gonna do it for today. Next time, we'll be heading on down here, but that might not be for a while. We'll see how it turns out. For now, this has been my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in Super Mario Maker 2 playthrough. I hope you all enjoyed what you've seen.